Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Fluent English Power. I'm Luna.
And I'm Mason. Hey everyone, great to see you all again.
Today, we are talking about something very common and useful, how to talk about your weekend.
Yes, this is such a practical topic. Every Monday at work or school, people ask, "How was your weekend?"
Exactly. And many English learners struggle to answer. They just say good or fine, and the conversation ends.
Right, but if you know the right vocabulary and phrases, you can have interesting conversations about your weekend.
Whether you had a relaxing weekend, a busy weekend, an exciting weekend, or even a boring weekend, you should know how to describe it.
Today we're going to teach you everything you need to talk naturally about weekends.
We will share vocabulary, common phrases, example conversations, and how to ask others about their weekend too.
By the end of this lesson, you will be confident talking about your weekend in any situation.
So grab your notebook and let us get started.
Let us begin.
All right, Mason, let us start with the most basic question. Someone asks you on Monday morning, "How was your weekend?" What do you say?
Well, the simple answer is, "It was good, thanks. How was yours?"
That works, but it is very basic. We want to teach people how to give more interesting, detailed answers.
Right, so instead of just good, you can add what you did.
Exactly. For example, "It was great. I went hiking with some friends on Saturday."
Or it was relaxing. I stayed home and caught up on sleep.
See? Much more interesting. Now you have something to ask about.
Let us learn different types of weekends and how to describe each one.
Perfect. Let us start with a relaxing weekend. Mason, when was the last time you had a relaxing weekend?
Last weekend, actually, I did absolutely nothing.
Tell me more. What does absolutely nothing mean?
I slept in on Saturday until 10 a.m. Then I made a big breakfast and watched TV all morning.
That sounds wonderful. What else?
In the afternoon, I took a nap. Then I ordered pizza for dinner and watched movies until late.
So you just rested and recharged?
Exactly. Sunday was similar. I read a book, listened to music, and just relaxed at home.
Perfect. So for a relaxing weekend, you can say these phrases.
I had a chill weekend, or I took it easy this weekend.
I stayed home and relaxed, or I didn't do much, just rested.
I caught up on sleep. This means you slept a lot because you were tired.
I recharged my batteries. This means you restored your energy.
Great phrases. Now let's talk about a busy weekend.
Oh, I just had a busy weekend. So much to do.
Tell us, what made it busy?
Saturday morning, I cleaned my entire apartment, vacuumed, did laundry, organized my closet.
That's a lot of work.
Yes. Then in the afternoon, I went grocery shopping. The store was packed, so it took forever.
What about Saturday evening?
I met friends for dinner. We went to a new restaurant downtown. Then we went to a movie.
And Sunday?
Sunday morning, I went to the gym. Then I had brunch with my sister. In the afternoon, I ran errands. Post office, bank, pharmacy.
Wow, you were running around all weekend.
I know. By Sunday evening, I was exhausted.
So for a busy weekend, what phrases can be used?
I had a jam-packed weekend. This means very full, very busy.
I was running around all weekend. Means you were very active, going to many places.
I didn't have a moment to myself. Means you had no free time.
My weekend flew by. Means time passed very quickly because you were so busy.
I barely had time to breathe. Means extremely busy.
Now let's talk about an exciting or fun weekend.
Oh yes, these are the best kinds. Tell us about a fun weekend you had.
Last month, I went to a music festival with friends.
That sounds amazing. Tell us everything.
We drove 2 hours to the festival on Saturday morning. The weather was perfect.
What bands did you see?
So many. We saw 5 different bands throughout the day. The energy was incredible. We danced, sang along, had amazing food from food trucks.
And Sunday?
Sunday, we explored the city nearby. We visited museums, tried local restaurants, walked around.
So it was an adventure.
Totally. One of my best weekends this year.
For an exciting weekend, what phrases work?
I had a blast. Means I had an amazing time.
It was so much fun, or we had the time of our lives.
I had an adventure, or I did something different this weekend.
The weekend was a highlight, means it was a memorable, special time.
Now, what about the opposite? A boring weekend.
We all have those sometimes.
How do you talk about a boring weekend without sounding negative?
You can be honest but light about it. It was pretty quiet, or nothing special, just a regular weekend.
I didn't get up to much. This means you didn't do anything particularly interesting.
Same old, same old. This means the usual routine, nothing new.
You can also add humor. It was boring, but I needed the rest.
Or you can say, I had a low-key weekend. This means calm, quiet, not eventful.
Now let's practice asking others about their weekend. What questions can you ask?
The most common is, how was your weekend? Or did you have a good weekend?
Did you do anything fun this weekend?
What did you get up to this weekend?
Any plans for the weekend? This is for asking before the weekend.
Got any exciting weekend plans? Also for before the weekend.
And how do you respond to these questions?
Let us practice. Mason, how was your weekend?
It was great. I went to my cousin's birthday party on Saturday. We had a barbecue and played games. How about you?
Nice. Mine was quiet. I stayed home and worked on some projects. Did you do anything on Sunday?
Sunday, I just relaxed, watched football and caught up on some shows. What about you?
I went for a long walk in the park and then read a book.
See how natural that flow is? Back and forth conversation.
Yes, the key is to share a bit, then ask them back.
Now let's learn vocabulary for weekend activities. What are common things people do on weekends?
Let us categorize them. First, outdoor activities.
Go hiking, walk in nature on trails.
Go to the beach. Spend time at the ocean or lake.
Have a picnic, eat outside in the park.
Go for a bike ride. Cycle around your area.
Work in the garden, take care of plants and flowers.
Now, social activities.
Hang out with friends, spend casual time together.
Go out for dinner or go out for drinks.
Throw a party or go to a party.
Have people over. Invite friends to your home.
Catch up with old friends, spend time with friends you haven't seen in a while.
Now, relaxing activities at home.
Binge watch a series, watch many episodes in a row.
Sleep in. Wake up late.
Take a nap, sleep during the day.
Read a book or listen to music.
Cook or bake something new.
Productive weekend activities.
Run errands, do necessary tasks like shopping, bank, post office.
Do chores, clean, organize, do laundry.
Work on a project, hobby, or home improvement.
Catch up on work or get ahead on tasks.
Now let's learn time expressions for weekends.
Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, Saturday night.
Same for Sunday, and you can say over the weekend to mean during Saturday and Sunday.
This past weekend means the weekend that just happened.
This coming weekend or next weekend means the weekend that is coming.
Last weekend means the weekend before this one.
Let us practice connecting activities with time. Luna, what did you do Saturday morning?
Saturday morning, I went to the farmer's market and bought fresh vegetables.
And Saturday afternoon?
Saturday afternoon, I meal prepped for the week. I cooked several meals.
Saturday evening?
Saturday evening, I video called my parents. We talked for an hour.
And Saturday night?
Saturday night, I watched a movie and went to bed early.
Perfect. See how you can give a detailed timeline of your weekend?
Now let us talk about weather. Weather often affects weekend plans.
Yes, the weather was beautiful, so we spent the whole day outside.
It rained all weekend, so I stayed inside and read.
It was too hot to do anything, so we went to the movies for the air conditioning.
Weather is a great topic to mention when talking about weekends.
Now, what if your weekend plans got canceled? How do you talk about that?
You say, I was planning to go camping, but it rained, so we canceled.
I was supposed to meet friends, but I got sick, so I stayed home.
We were going to have a barbecue, but it was too cold.
So use was planning to or was supposed to for canceled plans.
Now let us practice complete weekend stories. Mason, tell us about your ideal weekend.
My ideal weekend. Okay. Friday evening, I finish work and go straight to the gym.
Good start.
Friday night, I meet friends for dinner and drinks. We try a new restaurant.
Saturday?
Saturday morning, I sleep in until 9. Then I make a big breakfast. Eggs, bacon, pancakes.
Delicious.
Saturday afternoon, I do something active, maybe play basketball or go hiking.
And Saturday evening?
Saturday evening, either a movie night at home or go out to a bar with friends.
Sunday?
Sunday morning, I go for a run, then have brunch at my favorite cafe.
Healthy.
Sunday afternoon, I spend time on hobbies, painting, journaling, or learning something new.
And Sunday evening?
Sunday evening is planning time. I plan my week, prepare clothes for work, get organized.
Both our weekends have routines, but also flexibility.
Exactly. Now let us give some final tips for talking about weekends.
Tip 1. Always ask back. If someone asks about your weekend, ask about theirs too.
Tip 2. Give some detail, not just one-word answers.
Tip 3. Use time markers. Saturday morning, Sunday afternoon.
Tip 4. Use emotions. I was so happy. I felt relaxed. I was exhausted.
Tip 5. If nothing special happened, that's okay. Say, it was quiet but nice.
You don't need an exciting story every week.
Tip 6. Listen actively when others talk about their weekend. Ask follow-up questions.
Oh, really? How was it? That sounds fun. Where did you go?
This makes the conversation more engaging.
Now it's your turn to share.
Yes, time to practice.
In the comments, tell us about your last weekend. What did you do?
Use the vocabulary and phrases we taught you today.
For example, I had a relaxing weekend. I slept in on Saturday and binge-watched my favorite series.
Or, my weekend was jam-packed. I went shopping, met friends, and attended a wedding.
Share your weekend story with us. We want to hear.
And if this video helped you learn how to talk about weekends, please give us a thumbs up.
Subscribe so you can keep improving your English conversation skills.
Well, Mason, I think everyone can now confidently talk about their weekends.
Absolutely. Remember, talking about weekends is a common conversation topic.
Use it to practice your English with coworkers, classmates, or new friends.
Give more than one-word answers. Share what you did.
Use time expressions like Saturday morning, Sunday afternoon.
Describe if it was relaxing, busy, exciting, or boring.
Always ask the other person about their weekend too.
And remember, even a quiet weekend is worth talking about.
Every conversation is practice. Every interaction improves your English.
Thank you for watching, everyone.
Until next time, keep learning, keep practicing, keep speaking English.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye. Enjoy your next weekend.
See you next time.